Welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you along. We, of course, carry on talking about what's happening in the world of club rugby. As you know, the Western Province Rugby under-20 Currie Cup side is being, or shall we say the squad has been training. And, of course, they're preparing for the under-20 Currie Cup later on in the year. Of course, also currently happening at the High Performance Centre at the same time, the DHL Western Province Rugby Women's Squad is busy at training there as well. And we've got the high performance, head of high performance for coaching or clubs at Western Province Rugby, Jerome Paarwater on the line with us. Jerome, hoe gaan die dinge met jou, meneer?
JP, het gaan eintlik baie goed. Ons is baie besig met rugby nou wat lekker is. So ja, dinge gaan eintlik goed.
So Jerome, I mean, you guys have got your hands full at the moment. The HPC is definitely busy, like I just said. You've got the Stormers that are busy training. You've got the under-20s that are busy training. You've got the women's side that's busy training. Busy stuff for you guys at the High Performance Centre.
Yeah, JP, it's very good. Everybody's busy, as you say, and almost like a full day at the HPC. I mean, my day starts at 8:30, and then we leave there at 8 o'clock in the evening. So, but it's good. It's actually better to do that again because we missed that. So it's good to be busy.
Now, Jerome, of course, I mean, you guys have got a sort of a solid management team there with everybody's got a different skill but you all have multiple experience. You know, we've got guys like Chippy Solomon, who's of course the manager at the Stormers. You've got Nazim with you, who's of course head of education. You've got Wilfred Cupido, and you've got a whole string of experts at the HPC. Do you guys sort of overlap and cross over and help each other out?
Yeah, JP, I must say, I mean, because we all known each other for years, so we all help whether it's with, as you say now, whether it's with schools, whether it's with clubs, whether it's with women. We all help, and we all, if anybody asks, we busy and we help, because there's a lot of work that has to be done. Also last night with the ladies, Labib was there, and without him even questioning, I just say, can you help us here? And he said, yes, fine, he joined in. So that's how we work.
So tell us a little bit about that. When you talk about the women's, are you talking obviously about women's coaches? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, look, obviously last night was a session with the players, and also Labib had a session webinar with the women's coaches, the coaches who's going to coach in the league. It's a bit of like what I do with the men coaches. Yeah. Labib had a webinar last night with them, and while he was at the HPC, before he did that webinar, I said, can you just come in and do a few sessions with the girls? And he joined in, and we did that session, and then afterwards he did that webinar with the women.
So you're from a coaching, from a high performance perspective now, your input into for example, the DHL Western Province Rugby Women's Squad. What sort of input would you be giving them?
JP, my part of what I'm doing is to help the coaches, Lorian and Jongi, and just guide them in terms of what we do with the guys, and we try to keep sort of the same programs. So from the high performance side, that's my role with them, and last night was actually the first time that I was actually on the field doing coaches, because what I always also say, because sometimes there are coaches, but you tend to get so involved and you sort of end up running the session. And I want to empower these coaches and let them do the stuff. And last night was the first time in 4 weeks that I actually physically did a session, because I let the players get used to the coaches. And last night they asked me to join in and do a session, and that's why Labib and myself joined in and did this, helped them with the session.
So Jerome, the under-20s of course have been training for a few weeks now. The under-20 Currie Cup later on in the year, it's still got a bit of a bit of time to go. But how's your feeling on the players that you do have at the moment? How are you feeling about their fitness and strength and conditioning and so on?
Yeah, JP, we actually blessed to have these guys because we know these guys from school now. There's these guys just coming from school. And last year, you know, there wasn't schools rugby. So these boys are very happy to be back in training and to train. And we're also fortunate, just after Easter, the SA under 20 they're going to go on a camp with the SA under 20s. So I have a lot of boys there. So I'm actually glad that we started earlier with this boys so that they can go to the camp and be fit and be ready.
Away from the high performance center now, the feedback we're getting so far from the players is that, at least from the players and the clubs and the coaches, is that the players are smiling again. They're all happy to have their boots on. They're able to see each other again. We know that the health and safety protocols are in place, but it does seem that there's a good spirit, that the spirit of Western Province rugby still flies high. Everybody's got the passion for club rugby and is just loving being back on the field.
Yeah, JP, it's for me. That's why I make it a point to watch Cape Rugby on Wednesday evenings, because that's how I can see the guys training and what they do, and how, especially the administrators or the coaches or whoever, the club captains, whatever, how passionate they are and how happy they are, so that the guys are busy. So yeah, just also that's how I get to see the players, because physically I'm not going out there, because we still follow the protocol. So I'm just happy to see on Cape TV every Wednesday that the guys are busy, and a lot of the guys that I sort of identify earlier on are training. So I'm happy to see that.
Jerome, then just a last question. For women's rugby, very positive at the moment, with Western Province Rugby driving the Grow Women's Rugby initiative, where every club must have a women's rugby representative. That's obviously very exciting for Western Province Rugby, that we see all the clubs committing to growing women's rugby.
Yeah, JP, it is. And also just watching last night the webinar that the Blabif have, the amount of coaches that were on there, and also the amount of coaches coming to the training sessions at the HPC, and they want to learn and they want to be part of this women's rugby drive and the whole initiative that we've sort of got in place. So it's good to see what they do, and also with the girls coming and consistently there's 45 to 50 girls in the training session from the start. So that's a big positive for women's rugby.
Jerome, we'll leave it at that. We'll say thanks, nice catching up with you. We look forward to seeing more pictures and videos from in fact, we'll be out at the High Performance Centre catching up with some of the under-20s when they are maybe back from the Varsity Cup training sessions, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Yeah, JP, good to catch up with you again, and to all the clubs out there, it's almost time that they're going to play, so they must now really start to prepare and put the work in, and you know, it's actually, hopefully by next year, you know, all this Easter tournaments that's there, we miss that, and that's where most of the guys get their sort of game time in before they start. But I mean, they must be positive. They are, hopefully after Easter we'll know the direction, but we're all positive and think that the club's rugby is going to go on after Easter.
Well, we'll hope for the best, and of course we hope that people will behave themselves over the Easter weekend. Jerome, we'll catch up soon. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Jerome. Always great catching up with Jerome and finding out what's happening behind the scenes with the players. Lots of activity at the High Performance Centre at the moment. Right, folks, as you know, Score Energy Drinks is, of course, on board with Western Province Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Right, so as you know, we are running this triple hamper competition where you can win a case of Score Energy Drinks, you can win a case of Bashu's Cool Drinks, and a set of Cape Rugby TV masks, courtesy of CTC Sports. It's very easy to enter this competition. All you need to do is grab your mobile phone and then SMS this word, the word SCORE, to to 33090, and that puts you in the mix. All right, 33090. You can see it on the screen with us here on a regular basis. So if you want to enter this competition, you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, then just SMS the word SCORE and put you in the mix to possibly win a case of Score energy drinks. All right, so 33090. Congratulations then to last week's winner, Frederick Sefela. We know Frederick is a regular Club Rugby participant, and it's great to see our Club Rugby fans and administrators entering the Score competition. There you see it behind me now. So congratulations, Frederick. Someone from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you shortly, and you can collect your prize. Folks, we'll take a break. When we come back from the break, we carry on taking a look at what's happening in the world of Club Rugby. Back in a sec.